Hey there, Robin from Anime America here, and yay, I got the software I needed to record off of my Skype. Whee! Megan and Shannon, say hi.
Hi.
Assume all of these anime suck because I haven't watched them.
Anyways, so we're going to do the spring 2014 review. I know it's a little late, but I've had some computer issues. But we're going to review 16 titles from the spring lineup for you guys. And Shannon and I have seen most of them from the spring lineup. Megan has seen a few titles, but she's saving those titles for her own reviews.
And
So,
because I hate everything else.
yeah, so Shannon and I are going to be reading these descriptions and telling Megan what the stories are about, and she's going to give her opinion as an outsider listening to these ideas. So, she's kind of like the audience interacting with us. So, let's start the
Interactive
spring.
Megan, if you will.
Assume that the answer is this isn't Haikyuu or Makaku City Actors, so why do I care?
Pretty much. All right. So let's start with our first title. Shall we make Shannon?
All right, let's get it started with baby steps, shall we? Mairo Eiichiro, or Eichan for short, is a first-year honor student. One day, he decides he's unhappy with the way things are and lacks the exercise to do anything.
And he's called an old man a lot because he taps his back and he's like, I need exercise.
Yeah. He finds a flyer for the tennis club one day and decides to check it out. Soon, though, he's instantly captivated by it. With no prior experience or poor physical conditioning, join Achan as he embarks on a tennis journey using his smarts, dedication, and work ethic.
Ethics. We can read. We can read.
Work ethics.
Okay, so my opinion.
Is Prince of Tennis for babies steps.
Pretty much.
Basically.
This is like
Except
a
with a
cutesy
girl.
version of Prince of Tennis.
With a girl.
With a girl, yeah. So it's just a club. You play tennis. Any gender can play. It's full of different characters compared to Prince of Tennis.
An active girl.
Very
An
active.
active girl.
Very active girl. I like the female character. I like Achan. Just how OCD he is with notes. So this anime is full of like fun characters and
I love his flipping out.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. Honestly, I do tend to like. I will admit that I do have a sports anime in my top 5 anime of all time in Haikyuu. I really fell in love with that series.
Which you will be
especially-
releasing a review of that soon.
Yeah, that's another personal review of mine. Especially when it actually, I'm just waiting for it to finish. It's actually still going at the point we're recording this. I think there's like 4 episodes left. But there's an episode that is in Haikyuu that proved to me why I like that specific genre of things and why I think it's a better anime than Free. Honestly, I'm afraid Baby Steps lacks that specific quality I'm looking for in it. Honestly, when I read the description, it didn't have me hooked. And I hadn't read the description for Haikyuu at all. Like, a bunch of my friends were really liking it, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll watch it. And within, like, the first 5 minutes of Haikyuu, I was, like, hooked. Like, I was hooked from, like, the second you saw, the main character of that show, and I was like, oh, I can get into this. I'm afraid that Baby Steps won't have it, and I'm really afraid that it's going to be more focused on the romance than it is the actual, like,
Well,
part of
it is mostly focused on the main character and it's OCD. How he just takes notes on everything.
So it's not like in Free where Free balanced or Haikyuu where it balances the personalities of the character around what they're playing. Like, you honestly wouldn't that they could take tennis out of it completely and the show would still remain intact.
I think mostly it's tennis is just used to develop the character. How he is this studying young man and how he takes notes on everything, and tennis just changes his life with all these different people he meets, and you know how dedicated he becomes into playing the sport.
A self-fulfilling journey, as you will.
But yeah, it's more about like a character development compared to watching a team or a family.
I think that's probably what's keeping me away from watching it, is that there's no sense. And I do know tennis is a more individualized sport, but then again, so is swimming at points. But Free still managed to balance the team and the sport well, and taught me things about swimming, and that's kind of the things I like about sports anime, because I like Bamboo Blade too, and that does the same thing. So I don't think
Doesn't that line sound familiar?
What?
The I swim individually.
Shut up, Haru. Yeah, shut up. Yes,
I don't know,
Makoto,
Haru.
I
You
can
killed the one that
read.
can read.
That's not good. But yeah, I think I might avoid baby steps until maybe I'm done watching my own personal stuff that I actually want to watch from the year.
Mm-hmm.
So
But for all of you guys,
baby steps is a maybe.
It is a maybe.
It's a meh for me.
When it comes to sports anime, Haikyuu this year so far is the top.
Actually, considered the top actually are both Yawapeta and Ping Pong. Both of which I haven't watched Yawapeta, but I'm watching it.
Yawapeta is not 2014 though.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
No.
Oh no. Well, Ping Pong is, and I've heard Ping Pong is fantastic. I just haven't had the chance to watch it.
There's been a lot of like sports anime this year. We're gonna go over one of them that you'll just have to wait and see, Megan.
Is that the Ping Pong one?
Nope. Moving on. So if you guys are in the mood for a nice character developing story about tennis and an OCD character, watch Baby Steps. And the next one is called Black Bullet. A near future where humans have been defeated by the viral parasites named Gastria. They have been exiled into a small territory and live in despair, side by side in terror. Rintaro, a boy living near Tokyo and a member of the civil security and organizations, accomplishing dangerous tasks. His partner is Enju, a precocious young girl who loves to say, Oni-chan. I already turned Megan off by that point.
Yeah.
They fight back. They fight thanks to their peculiar powers until one day, when they receive a special assignment from the government. This top-secret mission is to prevent the destruction of Tokyo! Tokyo!
Oni-chan.
So, Megan, stay away from this one.
Yeah, what she said. You're not.
I'm sorry.
Your head's gonna explode.
I fucking hate. Sorry for my cursing. Fucking hate those Oni-chan characters. I really do.
Megan, this gets worse. And by the way, get closer to the microphone.
Oh, sorry. I hate Oni-chan characters.
This gets worse.
Oh, you've told me.
This little girl, like, she fights giant bugs, and white stuff comes out of it, and she gets covered in white sticky stuff.
It's basically the concept alone reminds me of Venus versus Virus, an old anime from way back when.
Viruses, I applaud you.
Yay!
You were old as balls.
We are all old as
But think
balls.
of
Cowboy
Venus versus
Bebop.
Virus if it wasn't ecchi and ran by the government.
Honestly, if I want to watch a show about monsters in Tokyo and the government, I'm gonna go watch Tokyo Ghoul, which is 10,000 times better. And honestly, one of the best anime I've watched, and honestly, one of the best manga I've read in the last, 5 years.
This is one of those animes that scream, this is for guys.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's one of those.
The drama was there.
It's like even though I kind of like the show, but when it's not being creepy One-chan Toothbrush Land, it's something a shittier version of Bakemonogatari with less with government. Yeah. So I say no, I'm not watching Black Bullet. Fuck that.
Like, it's not the worst of the year. I've seen a lot worse this year. It had the story, it had the drama, it had everything good going for it, but
you had to add Oni-chan.
You had to add the Oni-chan and the etchiness, so no. We draw the line at that.
All that white stuff.
Oh god.
You can watch it if you want, but we do not recommend Black Bullet.
Please, God, stop saying that.
Oni-chan. Next one. I'm going to be reading a lot of these because I've seen more of these than Shannon. So Shannon's covering the ones that she's seen, and I've seen all of them, but I'm giving Shannon the ones that she's seen. So I'm covering the rest that she hasn't.
I've kind of dropped, the ones she's reading, I dropped about a few of them. And that Black Bullet was one of them.
Yep. But next one. Blade and Soul. Aruka is an assassin for the Clan of the Sword. She's on a journey to find the woman, Jin Valel, who killed her master Hon. Jin is a demon-like woman who controls the energy of chaos and kills without feeling, not unlike how Aruka is learned to kill in her work as an assassin. On her journey, Aruka encounters 3 strange women, each a great warrior in her own right, and grapples with her slain master's wish that she leaves the life of an assassin behind. Ass and titties. Ass and titties with a sword.
This is like Samurai Bride with all of those Mao Shogun animes.
With a hint of Claymore.
Yeah, so, no.
No.
I don't care how much ass and titty. Because there are good shows with ass and titty, I think.
Claymore's a good one with ass and titties.
All I can say is...
I guess it's Space Dandy. No, it's fucking Space Dandy.
No,
Wow.
it's not Space Dandy. No,
Not Space Dandy.
No.
We've been talking about a lot about Space
Not
Dandy.
Space
That's why it
Dandy.
pops
Kill
out of
la
our
Kill
mouths.
with less going for it.
And bigger cup sizes.
Yeah.
The thing is that with Blade and Soul, it has beautiful artwork and it has something special, but the story's been done to death. So move on.
Robyn, it has to have beautiful art style. It's not really trying to sell the anime, if you know what I'm saying.
Pretty much. Next one. Captain Earth! Earth!
Where's
You
Captain
mean
Planet?
that shitty show Shaft was doing at the same time?
What?
Isn't Shaft doing Captain Earth?
I don't know.
With your powers combined.
Oh yeah, this is the one that looks like Code Geass, but isn't Code Geass, so I don't care.
One night, right before summer vacation, Manatsu Daichi, a second year in high school, sees a weird
there we
round
go.
rainbow floating in the sky with the guy from Reading Rainbow.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go
Reading
to
Rainbow. Reading Rainbow.
He has seen this rainbow before, with the memories of his father's mysterious death and an encounter of a strange boy and girl. How you doing? Daichi arrives
so
on the
basically-
island while the... What?
Basically, I don't even need to hear the rest of the description of the show to say, no, I didn't watch it.
Let me just finish it for the audience.
Oh.
Daichi arrives on the island while the alarm of a building labeled Earth Engine is going off. Someone asks him if he is a captain, just as robotic intruders from Uranus called Kill T Gang arrive. The battle around the shining star is about to begin! Begin! Echo! I think my echo's broken.
This show has the most generic names in it.
And the most generic story.
I literally have seen, like, some of the video of one of the openings. Oh, it's by Bones. No wonder, oh my god. Bones! Studio Bones, what the hell? The fuck? Come on. No, it's not
generic,
even that.
it's just...
They were doing two shows at the same time. They were doing both Captain Earth and Soul Eater Not. But
Moe.
even then, and they were also working on Space Dandy at the exact same time, I think.
Moe.
Oh no,
Soul Eater,
Space
not
Dandy
Moe.
ended a couple, but they were starting on Space Dandy too. But honestly, come on, Bones. It honestly looked like Code Geass in space.
In space!
And they honestly can do, like, I wasn't impressed by the animation from what I saw. Like,
The
it
animation
really
looked nice, but
it looked like Code Geass in space.
the story is just generic.
It's
It's
not like
generic and too
Studio Bones-
redundant.
It's not like Studio Bones hasn't produced good shit this year. They've done both Space Dandy and Noragami, so I mean, it's not like they're making shit anime this year.
Pretty much.
So
So,
I mean, I didn't watch it, and I don't. fun
Captain
fact,
Earth
I
is just...
don't-
It's kind of like the show that the producer's like, hey, Bones, what's up, manager? We need you
Hey,
to do
how's it going?
one more show. But why? We already have two things up our asses. Yeah, I know, y'all can do
That's
it.
like the worst
But-
thing you could have done.
But shut the door.
Mm-hmm. So
Honestly,
overall,
I don't particularly care for mecha anime anyway, so that's
I
my
like
least
mecha,
favorite.
but this is just too boring.
It's
And
honestly my
again,
least favorite genre.
again, we have to point out it's another teenager given a giant robot. It's been done to death.
And it's not that I have anything against stories that have been done to death. God knows the story for Tokyo Ghoul or Haikyuu or Noragami hasn't fucking been done before, but at least they're done well enough to be enjoyable.
Exactly. And Captain
At
Earth
least
is not
it's-
one of those cases.
At least it's not another mecha vampire space switcheroo.
Don't do this to us. So overall, Captain Earth is a miss. Next one. CHAIKA, the Coffin Princess. Toru Akura is a 20-year-old retired soldier meandering through life post-war. Dude, I want to retire at 20. Sit in my room, play games, watch anime. He encounters CHAIKA Trebant, a 14-year-old sorceress carrying a coffin. Okay, and follows her in hopes of finding some semblance of meaning in his life again. The two are accompanied by Toru's adopted sister Akari, the sole employed member of the group and thereby their source of sustenance. Now first, Megan, let me state this. exposition. Just fucking exposition.
Oh, so they've been hit with the Nolan ray.
Pretty much. Like this, there's pacing, and then there's just shoving 3 episodes into one.
There was bad pacing problems all across the spring anime, Megan.
It's not even that there's bad pacing across all of the spring anime. It's just this bad fucking pacing over anime this year.
Yep.
The like even my favorite anime that's out in the summer right now has horrible pacing problems. But that's its own review in vlog series that I'm starting when I get back from vacation in a couple days.
I also feel bad for the adopted sister. I mean, she's the only one employed. She's gotta put food on the table.
Okay,
and everyone
I have
pretty
to
much
say
makes.
This. Does the 20-year-old try to bone the 14-year-old?
No.
Okay, so it's not one of those, hey, brat, how old are you? 15.
No, it's more like
moments.
It's more like he looks at her and he's like, why the fuck are you carrying a coffin? What the fuck are you doing?
This sounds stupid and like nothing's going on.
Like, here's how episode 1 went. I don't care if I do any spoilers. First 10 minutes, hey, who are you? You're carrying a giant coffin. Oh, look, a unicorn attack. Boom. I saved your life. Next 10 minutes, here's my sister. Oh yeah, you just discovered I am a no good, do for nothing kind of a douchebag that relies on my sister too heavily.
I instantly sound like I don't care.
And then the last 10 minutes they're sent on a mission to get some sort of treasure from this one guy's house. And then he looks at the girl and he's like, I know you. And that's the end of episode 1. Doesn't that sound like 3 episodes into one?
Yes.
It's just terrible pacing.
I honestly sound like I don't. It honestly is going to sound callous. So far, I don't want to watch any of these anime because I'm picky.
Yes,
Plus, he looks like the generic anime
Does he look
male.
like Booker DeWitt, where you could put Booker DeWitt into any video game cover and it would look like it was the same video game?
Yep.
Okay, so basically, I don't care.
Yep. Basically, pacing is bad. The story is bad.
Meh.
Just don't watch CHAIKA. Don't watch it.
Fuck's given 0.
Okay, here's one that I know Megan will not watch because it's got 2 things that she does not like. But I like the show so far.
Oni-chan's and forced romance of underage kids?
No.
What?
Big boobies and mecha.
Oh yeah, so don't even just describe for the audience. My answer is already no.
Okay,
the last
so
part, though, is what got me to watch at least the first.
I like the show. I'm going to keep watching it. So here is the description. In the late Edo period, Japan had experienced an unprecedented crisis by kurofune, black ships, the ships from foreign countries, but a giant robot called Onigami, which has existed since ancient times, dispelled the kurofune ships, and the exclusion of foreigners was accomplished. The story begins in Japan, where Meiji Restoration in 1868 didn't happen. The tagline says, I can be the greatest man in the world because I am a virgin! Virgin!
Oh, this is the show about the virgin guy who can power the robot because he's a virgin bitch.
Pretty much. That's why I love the show.
Well, I don't care.
Like, I love how it's set in the Edo Meiji period, so it looks like old school Japan with mechas. I love the combination together. It's like Gundams with Samurai Champloo. It is awesome. And I just love the main character. Say, oh, you're flashing titties in my face? Ain't nobody got time for that. He wants to be the greatest.
A lot of people in this anime try to get him laid just for a lower military advantage. But it's awesome.
I just love the whole thing. It's like these girls are throwing themselves at him and he's like, nope. I
really don't care. This sounds really dumb. I don't want to watch it. End of story. There we go.
But I highly, if you're into that stuff, like mechas and boobies and awesome main characters, watch Daishogun.
Alright, it is my turn.
Yep.
I got 2 animes for you, internet.
Actually 3.
3. Oh yeah, 3. My counting is bad, internet.
Okay, first off, Megan, just get a load of this plot.
If her flag breaks, Hayate Sota is a high school boy who has the ability to see flags. Who knew? For future events such as the death flag, the friendship flag, and the romance flag.
And these are puny little flags that are pretty much on top of people's heads, and he's the only one who can see them.
Oh my god, it's like if you were the... Holy balls, this already sounds stupid.
Continue.
Despite the flag viewing ability, he avoids making friends with others due to a trauma he experienced in a ship submerging accident. So, like Titanic.
Oh my
Four,
god, it's Leo's character from Titanic and he walked all the way to Japan.
then four beautiful girls get interested in his strange way of living, and
Hey,
they begin
how
to
you
live with
doing?
him at a school dorm by force.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God, it's a harem with the ability to see the routes of a visual novel.
you are a dark, misunderstood
Yeah.
person who's trying to shun all human emotion away from you. Get in my panties!
I just like seeing the flags. I wish there were more flags though. Like the I gotta go
What the
eat
hell
flag.
is the show even called?
If her
It's
flag
for
breaks.
Flag breaks.
The fuck?
It's basically like he wants to
So you're
find
saying-
people
so
where
you're saying if he was like Alba in Dramatical Murder, he would avoid all of that trouble.
yes.
There's
I'm just not. I'm stunned. I don't even know what to say. Nope. Goodbye.
This is like the strangest idea I've ever heard, and yet, Megan,
It's
it gets worse from
interesting.
here.
I'm done. I'm out. Nope. See ya. Toodaloo.
No, Megan, you must stay for the rest of the ride.
Goodbye.
There were also a lot of school comedy animes this season.
Goodbye,
and-
friends. I'm gone.
Let me just say this about If Her Flag Breaks. It's like CHAIKA, the pacing is terrible. There's like 3 episodes in one with this one. Like the guy meets the girl in the first 10 minutes, and then he meets another girl in the next 10 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes that girl's in trouble and he has to save her, and the end. Actually, he saves her. That's how
It's
rushed
the
it is.
generic-
The girl's in
he has
trouble,
to-
he saves her, the end. In the last 10 minutes.
I'm done. I'm out.
And-
Next anime.
It's too fast. There's only one thing I like about this anime, and that's the second girl that he meets, because she's just spastic and doesn't take no for an answer, and I love her.
I like
But
Oh, so it's a harem too. So it's my other least favorite thing.
Oh, and the girl after him, I really don't like.
other than that, this show has nothing. And the
Nah.
idea is just ridiculous.
Though the flags are cute. I like the flags.
Alright.
Bye.
That's just
Next
me.
one.
Megan,
Wait, hold
you're
on.
really not
Megan?
gonna like this one.
Megan?
You're really not gonna like this one.
Megan,
What?
if you're
It
holding
involves
anything
Moe.
sugary in your hands, put it down and drink lots of water before you intake on this story.
You're not. You better sit down for this one.
Hit me.
We don't want you to get diabetes.
Next anime is The Order of Rabbit. Coco, yes, that is actually her name. Coco arrives at the Cafe Rabbit House one day, excited for rabbits, of course. She actually finds a weird-looking rabbit in the cafe and finds out that she will be living and working in that cafe. She meets a lot of different girls, including a tiny and cool girl named Chio, a tough soldier-esque girl named Rise, and a spacey yet
Quintessentially.
quintessentially Japanese girl named Chio, and the ordinary but dignified Sharo.
And
This
their
is-
bunny rabbit looks exactly like the
The
kitty
Lucky-
cat from Lucky Star, so it doesn't look.
Cloud
It looks nothing like a
Kitty.
fucking rabbit.
What?
I like the fact that this show had very beautiful music. I like French
So
chords.
why are you telling me to put down all the sharp objects?
No, all the
it's a
sugary
moe.
objects.
It's a very, very, very sugary moe about working in a cafe
Cutesy.
o leche.
Cutesy little
Uh,
girls working
You
in a
assume that
cafe.
I'm going to
That's
murder
it.
somebody because it's a bunch of cute. I just won't watch it. I'll watch better anime. God.
It
I'm
has
back to watch Noragami again.
It has really, anyway, it has really good animation and really good music. And I like the first episode because the whole cafe leche art and all that stuff. But after episode 2, it gets really, really boring.
It is boring.
What do you expect?
Too sugary. It's too boring. And has a certain audience that's crying out to it, like, hey, cutesy little girls, you know who you are. Watch
It's
me.
Hey On with rabbits.
And
No,
you heard it here,
no.
folks.
Though I will say this, I like the fact the main lead was a big math whiz. I like that.
It was the
Okay.
one cute element of the show, but other than that, they need to draw a rabbit, not kitty cat.
An actual
Right.
rabbit.
Chino is lying. That's not a rabbit. Fuck you.
You said her name was Coco?
The main
Coco.
character is Coco, and the girl who owns the bunny rabbit is Chino.
The name was Coco.
Coco. Hey, hot Coco.
No, you know what reference video I'm referencing.
Nope.
Oh my god, you've never seen that? You've never seen Don't Watch an Anime Called Boku.
Oh my god, Boku! Is it Boku no Pico?
Oh wait, yes I
Boku
did.
no Pico.
His name is
What is it
Coco. His name is Coco.
Oh,
Yo!
I ain't going to heaven. It's like Satan sold me his porno collection.
Oh, I don't know.
I watched
Before
episode 1, I was
Avatar.
like, yo! And I watched episode 2, I was like, yo! And then I watched episode 3, and I was like, yo!
Anyway, next.
Next
Actually,
one.
ma-
So overall, if you like sugary, cutesy little girls, you know who you are. This
Oh
is
my God,
Order
that sounded
Rabus for you.
horrible. If you're into sugary cute,
Cutie little girls.
Sugar
Pedo bear alert. This is a national pedo bear alert.
no,
Lock your doors.
that's not right. Fuck, it's horrible.
But that's
Next.
where the Shoda cat lives.
Anyway, Megan.
I
the
voiced Jim from Lost Star Bridge, so that was one of my lines.
Shoda Cat's back in full force because Sebastian and CL are back.
Oh God.
CL's back. Time for Shoda Cat.
All right, next one, Shannon.
Actually, Megan, Actually, Megan, you might like this one. It was my second favorite this year.
What?
NANANA'S Buried Treasure.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I'm going to build a place where young people can challenge to reach any of their dreams. The 7 genius students, known as the Great Seven, launched a project to construct an artificial island called Nane Island to realize their leaders, Nanana Ryujaku's peculiar
Ryugajo.
idea. 12 years later, with a total population of 100,000 people, with as much of the
80% of those inhabitants being students.
with as much of the God.
Just let Robin handle it.
All right.
Sorry,
12 years?
the video's gonna run long as it is.
12 years later, with a total population of 100,000 people, with as much as 80% of the inhabitants being students, Nanae Island has successfully become prosperous as a special student zone. One of the island's newest residents was Juguyama, a high school student who had just transferred to the island after being disowned by his own father. Dun, 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 bow. One day, Jugo finds in his own apartment the earthbound spirit of the late Nanana Ryugajo, who was murdered by someone 10 years ago. Jugo's plan of living alone was suddenly thwarted by this strange roommate.
Indiana Jones with a female!
So essentially, it's Ghost Indiana Jones haunting some random motherfucker. So it's like Anohana with treasure.
This is the Anohana I can tolerate, because I like her.
She's totally neutral. It doesn't matter if you're a bad guy, good guy.
She's like, whatever, I'm gonna play my games and eat my pudding. By the way, I'm not telling you what my treasure is.
You have to give me a hint, or you have to do something.
I honestly don't sound intrigued at all. Fun fact, I don't particularly care for the Indiana Jones franchise. I think they're amazing.
That's awesome.
Until a smack in the face at the end. Smack in the face ending.
But that's what 12 episodes.
It's not that I think Indiana Jones is a bad anime, or I think this is a bad anime.
Indiana Jones is anime?
Is it anime?
No, I'm saying I don't think Indiana Jones is a bad set of movies, nor do I think this is a bad anime.
You're just not interested.
This is not the type of thing to attract me to watch it. I would probably put this on a maybe list for later in the year, again, when I'm done watching what I want to watch.
Yay! We convinced her.
But honestly, I think that there's a lot more sequels coming out this year that we're not talking about because they're sequels.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch first, like, Mushishi 2, Book of Circus, Book of Murder, which is going to be a movie, not an actual show. There's supposed to be, like, an animated Attack on Titan movie coming out. There's a lot more other things I'd watch again that have come out this year, too. Like, I'm literally on, like, my third run-through watching Haikyuu with somebody, and it's not even done yet.
Yep. But overall, if you're interested in a awesome Indiana Jones girly ghost, watch NANANA'S Buried Treasure.
Watch that. It's really good.
Alright. This one, I watched the whole series. It was on Hulu, so I watched all the episodes. And it was very heartwarming. And I think, Megan, you might like this one, because the main character is amazing. This one is called 1 Week Friends.
I will actually watch 1 Week Friends at one point.
Okay. Kaori Fujimiya is always alone because all of her happy memories, including time spent with her friends, disappear every Monday. Deciding that he wants to be friends with her anyway, Yuki Hase tries to get close to Kaori each week, wishing that she would one day call him a friend.
The feels!
The feels.
Oh my god, it's like 50 First Dates, the anime.
Yes, it is. 50 First Dates, the anime.
Pretty much, but...
I'm probably gonna watch it. I do tend to like cute shows like that.
The one thing that really got me in the story was, this is not spoiling too much, it's just telling more about the character, is that every fun thing that happens to her, she starts to cry because she's like, I'm going to forget this. I don't want to forget this. Please, God, I don't want to forget this. And she's crying. I'm like, oh God. And I'm crying myself.
The girl might be up for best female character. You're not touching, no one's touching best male character with a 10-foot pole because he's finally premiered.
Pretty much. But overall, I loved the idea when I first watched the episode, and so that was the main reason why I wanted to watch the rest of it, and I love it. I'm gonna make AMVs out of it. It's one of my favorite shows this year. I cried. It's a wonderful story. I don't think it'll be best romance because it's not a romance, it's friendship. There could have been something between the two.
There could always be a second season or something to it.
I hope so. Like, I hope there's a second season to it. Like, I'm not sure if they become a couple. Frankly, I don't care.
1 week couple.
But overall, it is an amazing story. So 1 Week Friends is one I highly recommend.
It's so great. It's just it's a boyfriend movie. Just go get your boyfriend, watch it.
Thanks.
Okay, next one. Megan? The next one. I swear to you, it is the worst anime I have seen so far this year.
Good animation, but I don't like the character.
It lured me with the animation, it lured me with the opening sequence, but I quit after watching the first 10 minutes of this piece of shit.
I've been rage quit.
I rage quit. I just skipped to the ending and I went, flip table, no! I'm not watching this anymore. Fuck it. I hate it.
It's Sailor Moon Crystal.
Fuck you!
You walked right into that.
You did. Yes, you did.
I will make you watch the first episode of this just to punish you.
No, I'm not watching it. You can't make me watch something.
You will do a let's play of it, or a let's watch.
I'm already torturing myself with a let's play of things that make me cry.
If you get over to this house, we're watching this episode.
Okay, I'm joking. No, what is it?
Rowdy sumo wrestler Matsutaro. This is what I was talking about when I said there were a lot of sports anime this year, and this is one of them. But this is like the worst thing ever.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I'm not watching it.
Here's a good concept that failed so hardly.
Here is the plot. Matsutaro Sakaguchi is a giant, roughneck man with a strength far beyond ordinary people. He never uttered words like work hard, strive, and dream like the typical shonen manga protagonist, and that's the only joke that's going for this whole fucking show. However, he is stronger than anyone and peerless in sumo wrestling. His greatest weakness is his own carefree personality, but he grows into a full-fledged sumo wrestler. And I don't care, because he is so fucking intolerable. He's like a 35-year-old loser, still in high school. He, drags students that are taking a test, and he'll read off their answers, and he only goes to the teacher's office just to flirt with one of the teachers, and he steals things from orphans. He'll piss in a corner and not give a shit. He'll
yeah, he sounds horrible. I don't care, and let's just move on, saying that this is shit, and that's the end of it.
The only reason why I mention this is because this is probably going to be in the lineup for worst anime of 2014. And if anything worse comes after this, God help me.
All I'm going to say about this anime is that it had a good concept, it had good animation, it just didn't execute right in the right places.
It looked brilliant because the characters were designed to look like, the paintings in sumo wrestlers, only a little more modern. And the animation style was so retro, and you wanted to love it. But the character, Matsutaro, is just so fucking intolerable. I want to kill him.
He's an asshat.
Yes, he is. So please, don't torture yourself with watching this anime.
Anyway, next.
All right, this is one of my animes, and this is
literally one of Shannon's favorites.
Selected Infected WIXOSS.
I have actually heard, this is actually up on my friend Darkside at the Infinite Rainy Days top 10. So
This was a great one.
So if he likes it, and you both
Read the
like
plot.
it, then Godspeed. I'll fucking try it.
Read the plot.
WIXOSS is a card game that's popular with teenagers. Supposedly there exist lure cards, female characters with wheels of their own. Special girls can hear the voices of lurgs, and those who possess are called selectors. These selectors have card battles in a not access. It's said that whoever triumphs these battles will have their wishes granted. Ruko Kominato is the latest girl to find a lure card. She names her card Tama, and without any further explanation, is thrown into her life as a selector. It is more expectantly good as I thought.
This
You know
art
how,
sounds like the horrible, horrible love child of Rhyme from Dramatical Murder and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Basically, you know how, like, the idea, I love the idea of Fantasista dolls, but the story was just terrible, and the characters were terrible. And you're just like, come on, why can't this story be good with a great concept?
Wait, was
Well,
this
your
the
wish came
anime
true.
using that AMV with the plant people?
No, that was something different.
Anyway,
I really love.
my friend has this on his top 10 list for the year so far, and I think it's like his number 3. Maybe behind like Andahala Zero, which is out right now.
Oh
It
my
is a
God,
good show.
I love this anime so dang much. Granted, it does not get good until after halfway through. It doesn't get faster until halfway through. But just the character struggles from episode 1 to 6 is awesome. There's a bitchy villain. And there's a bit. I don't like a certain character in a good way, and the ending is so
When you say that, like, the character struggles are really good for the first, like, 6 episodes, like, you're gonna have to work, to me, really being hard to top what Tokyo Ghoul did in 1 episode.
I'm not saying that it's a Tokyo Ghoul or an Attack on Titan or any of those, but it was just a very well executed girls card game. I'm gonna say at the very least, it's better than Batista Dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Which
This is the Batista dolls that we wanted.
Batista dolls, so I
Watch this, Megan. Especially when
I said I'm gonna give it a shot when everything I'm watching like right now dies down a little. Because
So in the meantime,
yeah, because I'm in the middle of Free Season 2, I'm in the middle of Haikyuu, I'm in the middle of Tokyo Ghoul, and then I'm going to be in the middle of Yawapeta in a little bit.
yep.
yeah,
That's
and
like
this is getting a season 2 in fall, so I can't wait to watch that.
So in the meantime, like, we highly recommend Selector Infected WIXOSS. Next one's me. This is my guilty pleasure of the year, and I don't care. I do not care. Just let me explain myself first, and then you guys can have your say next. Because I actually shocked Shannon when we first did a take of this. The manga artist and his assistants. The story depicts the work life of a perverted mangaka, Aito Yuki, and his assistant, Ashisu Sahoto. Constantly pressured by his editor and lacking experience with girls, Aito asks Ashisu to act as a reference. Okay, the idea behind the show is that, like, everyone's portraying him as a pervert that just wants an excuse to touch girls. That is not the case. He is a mangaka that lacks experience with girls, and so he actually asks his assistants, like, can I use you as a reference? And yes, he loves drawing panties, he loves, like, making ecchi manga, but does he act on his desires? No, never. It's just professional all the way. He has like a one-track mind when it comes to making manga, but if it comes to, like, pursuing girls, he doesn't. He doesn't pursue any of them. He's just like, hey, can I use you as a reference? And which they're just like, they're blushing like, well, okay, if it'll help you. No, but not really that cutesy. It's more like, what? What do you want me to do? Sure. Okay, fine. So, like, he'll use him as a reference, but nothing perverted will happen from his side. Like, the girls will think he'll step further into the boundaries, but he doesn't. He's just like, okay, thanks, and he goes back to drawing.
I honestly, I don't really care.
And I was surprised that Robyn picked this.
It's my guilty pleasure because I am a open person. I poked a lot of boobies in high school. I will say that because I had the permission. And if that's the golden rule, if you are friendly enough, you know the person well enough, and you have their consent, have fun.
Robyn Bowie Poking, 2014.
Are you
Pretty
nuts?
much.
In my school, we used to punch each other in the boobs.
Punches.
Ah, my boob!
No, like we would literally just yell up "Ta-ta Tuesday," just come up and punch somebody in the boob.
That is
That's
awesome.
how we rolled over on my side.
How in
But,
Family Guy, when like Lois tripped and fell on her chest, she held onto her boob and went, ah.
Yeah, basically. I honestly don't particularly give a shit about this, like the concept or anything. It's not something that I would watch, and it's not that I'm closed-minded or anything. God knows I'm not. I
You
think
just don't
I
have time
made
for it.
like I don't know if that video is coming out before or after this one, but I've said some stuff in top 32 planning about characters I would climb like a Christmas tree, and I've done both genders.
This is coming out first.
Oh, this is coming out. Yeah, there's at least 4 people, and one of them's female that I'd climb like a Christmas tree. And I played Dramatical Murder, so it's not like in the page. If you follow us on Facebook, you know I've played Dramatical Murder.
Yep.
But it's not like I'm against it or anything, because God knows Dramatical Murder is like 10 times worse than anything that could fucking happen in this series. God, that game is R18 for a fucking reason. But this isn't something I really watch. It's not my cup of tea. I don't particularly like this kind of shit. But if you like it, I don't really care. It's not my own. It's not my thing.
But if you're into like slice of life comedies with very colorful characters, you gotta watch Manga Artist and his assistants. It's pretty funny. I like it.
The mass shrug from me.
I just simply am going to say I just got burnt out with mangaka animes sometimes.
Yeah, there have been a lot of mangaka animes recently, and they all been short ones.
It's just I'm just to the shrug.
But you know what the ultimate mangaka anime of all time is?
Bakuman?
No.
Bakuman? It's probably Bakuman.
No.
What?
Sekai Ichi Hatsukoi.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
I love it.
What's your
Bakuman?
Bakuman's a little nuts, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, next series.
Next one, we got 3 more, and then we're done.
Oh, thank God.
This one, oh, I hate this one. And one person's like, try not to go, like, too judgmental on this show because the show is still ongoing. After episode 1, I don't care. I really don't. The Irregular at Magic High School.
Oh my God, the show that literally breaks its own fucking rules.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
It does.
This show is so stupid that it ate its own tail.
Magic. A century has passed since the concept has been recognized as a form of technology instead of the product of the occult and folklore. The season is spring, and it is time for a brand new school year. At the National Magical University, First Affiliate High School, aka Magic High School, students are divided into 2 distinct groups according to their academic performances. The Bloom, who demonstrate the highest grades and are enrolled in the first course, and the Weeds, who have poor academic records and are enrolled in the second course. This spring, a very peculiar brother and sister enroll as new students. The brother is an underachiever with some deficiencies and enrolls as a Weed, while his younger sister is an honor student who enrolls as a Bloom. Ever since these 2 have entered through the gates of this prestigious school, the calm campus was beginning to change.
This sounds so stupid.
And generic.
It literally sounds like Baka and Test with magic and less of the comedy and less of what made Baka and Test good.
The characters are dull. The environment is too overwhelming because
and I've heard even I have somebody on my Twitter who literally was like live tweeting like the last few episodes, and they were like, this show literally doesn't give a fuck about half the shit it's set up, like the rules stated. So I don't feel any desire to watch this show. I don't
watch it. Don't watch it.
It broke its own rules. It's like Fight Club. It talked about Fight Club.
Well, you just broke the first rule of Fight Club.
Yeah, thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon. God.
Whoa. Why you put it on me?
Get the fuck out. You're done. Go home.
You're drunk. But overall, the one thing I hate about this is just how they make you assume that you know everything about this world already when you're watching the first episode. And that's the idea that I'm getting from the majority of the anime I'm watching this year. It's like, hey, you already know what's going on, so we don't have to explain anything. So the scene where, like, the brothers jumping up the hill on these, like screen panels, and the sister's just gliding like she's fucking Elsa of technology. It's just, yeah, thanks for explaining. This is a world of technology infused with magic. Thanks for explaining the tech.
Technology infused with magic. Are you sure this isn't the plot to Thor: The Dark World?
And the whole thing with dividing the school by ranking, it's been done to death.
Yeah, I mean, hello. I just said it. It sounds like a less fun Baka and Test.
Pretty much.
Even that Baka and Test wasn't new when it came out, but at least Baka and Test was fucking funny and explained shit as it went.
It was fun. So much fun.
So overall, don't watch the Irregular Magic High School.
Next.
This is my last one, and then Shannon has one more. This actually has a lot of potential with a lot of good characters. The Kawaii Complex Guide. Thanks to his parents' job transfer, high school freshman Kazunari Usa finally gets to enjoy living on his own in the Kawaii Complex, a boarding house that provides meals for its residents. Ritsu, the senpai he admires, also lives in the Kawaii Complex, as do a few other unique individuals, his masochistic roommate Shirosaki, the beautiful, big-breasted Mayumi, who has no luck in finding men, and sly, predatory college woman Sayaka. Surrounded by these people, Usa never finds his daily life boring.
It sounds a lot like the House of Sakumatsu anime.
And honestly, like, I've watched stuff about people living in an apartment together, blah blah blah. It's not that I don't enjoy the concept. God knows I don't. I would consider Princess Jellyfish as one of my favorite anime of all time, which revolved around that concept essentially. But this just doesn't sound interesting. It just sounds like a lazy excuse for a harem.
This isn't actually a harem. It's just I think they have
harem,
like 2 guys and 2 girls living together.
It just seems really lazy to me, so I don't really.
But the characters, I will sell you on the characters because the story's been done to death. You know, different people living under one roof. But again, the characters, like the character Kawaii Ritsu, is the one thing that sells me this show, and I want to watch more of it because of her. Because she's not like the typical cute mute who will just read a book and just be antisocial with everybody. She reads so many books with fantasies, and with something related to a book is happening in real life, she dives right in. She's like, yes, this is happening. Like this one scene where like Mayumi is about to glide down the stair rails. Ritsu just like jumps in front, and she's just like, yes, I'm gonna do this. But then Mayumi's like, oh wait, no, this is too dangerous, I'm not gonna do it. And the look of defeat on Kawaii's face is just, you robbed me of this. Why? I'm gonna kick the living shit out of you.
Again, I don't see a hook for me to really watch it. I don't think, because I tend to like more, it's not that I don't like character-driven things, where, like, I don't mind if plot takes a backseat to characters sometimes, because God knows the plot of fucking Macaco City Actors took a backseat to the fucking characters.
Yep.
But I enjoy the source material for that far more than I enjoyed the anime, and that's in the
music
review.
videos.
But it's not something I'd watch. It's not something that remotely comes up on my radar. It's not something I want to sit through, even if the characters are good, because there are better characters this year. There are far better characters this year than what's being described to me.
It's just not as interesting, in my opinion.
God knows, like, even there are some side characters, female side characters in like certain anime that are either out right now that have been out, that are far, far more interesting than what's considered a main character in this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it right now that I think, which it's a little unfair because I've read the manga for a certain anime that's already come out this year. I think a side character in that particular show, and if you know what show it is, then I know Shannon knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But she won't. I don't want her to say the name because I want the viewers to figure it out. There's a side character in a certain anime that's already been out this shit that I adore, and I think it was my favorite thing to watch during winter. Or that came out in winter, and I didn't unfortunately get to watch it as it came out because I was in school. That she's a better side character, as a side character, is better than most main characters this year. So, and there's again other female side characters that are. There's a character that's in literally one episode of Tokyo Ghoul who's infinitely sounds more interesting than this character. that you're talking about, so I don't particularly want to watch Kawaii Complex.
I just say maybe I'm not describing her well enough, but I do recommend this show.
It's not something I want to watch.
Okay, then don't watch it. But I do say it is full of fun characters. Just watch the first episode. I swear, it is a good show.
All right. Now let's get to the last one, and my personal favorite of this entire season.
This is actually one of the top ones. I highly recommend.
It's my favorite so much. The world is still beautiful. Nikke, the fourth princess of the Rain Dukedom, and one who holds the power to call forth the rain, travels to the Sun Kingdom to marry Sun King Livy for her country, despite her own reluctance. She soon discovers that the king who conquered the world is only 3 years after his ascendance to the throne is still a child. Furthermore, for trivial reasons, he has demanded that Nikke call forth the rain. It's so good.
The characters.
This is the one I want to watch, and I just didn't for some reason. I'm also pretty sure No Game, No Life was also spring.
But she's doing a review on that.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that was the other one I was told to watch, was No Game, No Life.
Yeah, No Game, No Life is awesome. Shannon's doing a review of that, so more on that later.
I would do a review on this, but it's still, I don't think I will have time. Maybe if I have time.
It's not that I'll probably watch it. I'll probably do it eventually.
It's one of those strong, independent women that I think you're gonna love. If anything, between NANANA and Nikke, or wait, like between 1 Week Friends and Nikke is a awesome female character.
For me, it's not. I've had this discussion with Shannon. It's that I don't need I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man, blah 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 type character. God knows I don't need that.
But she's not like that.
She's not like that.
It's again, I want to watch it, but I'm still watching Tokyo Ghoul Haikyuu.
Okay, we get it.
It's not something that's on my radar right now. It's again.
Put it on your maybe list. We highly recommend it.
I've had friends of mine who adore it. It's just not right now. It's not my priority to watch, and I've come to realize I have two modes of watching anime. I either like needlessly gruesomely dark things or really, really dumb shit. I have two modes of watching anime, and sometimes I don't want to watch that middle ground right now. I think the most middle ground thing I watched all year was Noragami. That's about it. So I'll watch it, but it's gonna if it's just my only other fear about the world is still beautiful is that a lot of people are overhyping it for me, and that will lead me to a downfall where I'm not gonna like the series as much because it's, oh my god, this series is like the most awesome thing ever. And it wasn't like with Attack on Titan where I watched Attack on Titan before it, like when it was in like the third episode, like people were starting to like dig its claws into Attack on Titan. So it's not like that with me where I am into a hype show, or like Free, where I started from the beginning when people were still bitching about it because of other stupid things that we would talk about in the review. So that's my only other fear with the series like The World is Still Beautiful, is that it's going to be too overhyped for me.
But we do recommend it.
Well, the thing I love most about this series is that, besides it being so heartwarming, is that it's a romance where they don't have to do anything of the general romancy norm for things to just click with you. I mean, they do a few kisses here and there, but everything they do together actually matters. And yeah, there's an age gap, and I wish the main male lead was old enough for 32, but he wasn't.
Age of consent in Japan is 13.
Even then, I've come to realize this year that there's maybe it's not as emphasized, or it's only subtly hinted, and it's again I've mentioned the series, I guess because I've said it by name. All of the things I've watched this year, romance between the main characters is non-existent. Like, I don't want to watch a romance show. It's the last thing I really want on my mind right now, is particularly watching a good romance. That's not what I want. So that's why I've been leaning towards things that predominantly have a more... Okay, I say that as I play Dramatical Murder, but Dramatical Murder is dumb as balls. Dramatical Murder is stupid as fuck. That series is so fucking dumb. I love it to death, but it's so stupid.
Why this show is good? She's basically a more mature leader in verse. She's really awesome in the way she does things. She wants to see the world. The main male lead is nicely fleshed out. He's not a bratty kid, but at the same time, he has the same elements of a child. So you have the best of both worlds in a good way. The whole atmosphere about their romance actually grows at a nice, steady pace. It's not too fast, and it's not too slow where you get this generic one kiss thing. But it's not like, oh, they're in the bed. No, they never show any of that. Except there is the ending sequences, which kind of get me. But other than that,
it's nothing like that, Megan. It's just he comes out of the bed and he's naked.
They fucking.
It's just, oh
he's
my gosh.
He's taking a ride on the D train.
I don't think it's any of that. He wakes up in bed by himself and then like he looks out the window and he's like, I'm naked.
He can't. I know, that's the only part I don't
He just sleeps naked.
It just has a lot of meaning into this show. It's not the best, greatest thing ever, but I like it.
Yeah, overall, the world's still beautiful. We highly recommend it. So this spring lineup, we definitely recommend The World is Still Beautiful. I recommend the Kawaii Complex. Let's just start from the top. So, Baby Steps, that's up to you. Black Bullet, no. Blade and Soul, Captain Earth, CHAIKA, no. Daishogun, for me, it's a yes. If her flag breaks, no. Is the Order a Rabbit? That is up to you. NANANA'S Buried Treasure, yes, watch it. 1 Week Friends, I highly recommend it. Rowdy Sumo Wrestler MATSUTARO, it is the worst thing I've ever seen this year. SELECTOR Infected WIXOSS is highly recommended. The Manga Artist is my guilty pleasure. The Irregular at Magic High School, no. The Kawaii Complex, yes for me. And The World is Still Beautiful, yes. So overall, this season has its ups and downs, so I'm looking forward to watching the summer anime next.
I'm very much enjoying the summer lineup the best, mostly because it has sequels to shows I like, and probably has one of the best anime that's out right now to me. Actually has two. I haven't watched one of them yet, but it has one that I fucking adore.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer lineup. And Shannon?
Summer lineup is just pure awesomeness. I'm watching like 10 of them right now, probably more. It's just really good.
All right, very good. So I'm looking forward to the summer lineup. So thank you guys so much for listening.
On things like Haikyuu, No Game No Life, and Makaku City.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing reviews on that separately for you guys. So in the meantime, we're gonna be doing top 32
and No Game No Life.
I said No Game No Life.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be doing that next. So coming out next will be more reviews, top 10 lists, and the top 32 sexy men and women of anime. So
yeah, you know that top 32 thing that causes riots and pitchforks and crying.
Yep. So be sure to look out for that and stay tuned, Anime America.
Bye.
Bye.